Hey y'all, it's me Alex. Today I am doing a video in honor of Pride Month where I'm going to be talking about how many gay stereotypes I am. I had this idea like a couple months ago and I thought it would be really fun because I wanted to do more of a chatty video for Pride Month. So I've collected, I have a Google Doc right here. I've collected a whole bunch of gay stereotypes off the internet. This is both stuff that's like offensive and outside of the community, or like not really offensive and it's kind of like in the community, like kind of innocuous things like hair, but also like talking about stuff that's like a little bit deeper. So I collected stereotypes about being gay, about being bisexual, pansexual, or just like sapphic in general. If you don't know what sapphic means, that means a woman or a non-binary person who is also attracted to women or non-binary people. I think that label fits me pretty well because sometimes I go in between like bi and pansexual, but I always know I like girls. I'm not gonna like go into all of the ones that I've collected because I've realized that like I have a lot, so I'm just gonna go into probably the most fun and interesting ones. So let's just get started. So a stereotype about bi people or pan people is that we can't pick a side. While that's true for me like in restaurants, because like when I go to Panera and they're like chips, apple, or baguette, I kind of want the chips and the baguette. I think there's this false equivalency about the idea of picking a side. Like I've been happily partnered for 2.5 years. And I didn't pick a side, I picked a person. I'm like, why should I have to decide like which gender is like my favorite or anything? I just like people. I don't want to pick a side. I'll pick a side for like baseball or an election, but I'm not gonna pick a side when it comes to people I date or people I'm interested in. I love the people that I love. A sapphic stereotype is that we can't talk to women to save our lives. Yeah, that one is actually pretty true for me, but I've actually been doing a little bit of research and just like reading different people's perspectives on it, and someone brought up a really good point that women, especially like on the butch lesbian end of women who love women, sapphic folks, we're often taught that our behavior towards other women is predatory / we don't want to emulate the toxic masculinity and the way that a lot of men treat women. So we tend to go too far in the other direction of, oh, I don't want to talk to this woman, I don't want to flirt with her because I don't want to cause her the same anguish that men cause me every single day. So I think that's definitely a really true thing, and it's important to recognize, and that's why oftentimes we can't tell, is this person, or is she like complimenting me because like she thinks like my eyeshadow looks good, or is she like complimenting me because she thinks I look really good, you know? That's like definitely a thing that I've experienced, and that's also like a really interesting perspective on that, I think. Let's go into appearance. So one of the things in the, I think, bi, pan, sapphic, LGBT, if you're gay you have funky hair, and that's not untrue for me, obviously. I even used to have like the bisexual bob, you know, it's like the bangs and the bob, and now I have the Carol Danvers practical superhero haircut. This is an integral part of who I am, and it just so happens that I think that like a lot of people in the LGBT community, we all have like really cool hair, because like that is a stereotype, but also like a thing that I've noticed a little bit more in the LGBT community is that we do like we look cool, you know. And I think it's part of, you know, the whole pride thing about like us not having the freedom to be ourselves for a while, and then when you come out and you choose to live your full truth. For me, I consider myself a really kind of out there, not quite extroverted, but I'm a bit flamboyant, I'm kind of wild, I love the colors, and for me, being colorful and having the hair and the piercings and the tattoos is a fundamental part of who I am, because like this look doesn't necessarily fit into the norm of society, and as a part of my pride and a part of my queerness, I know that there are people who want to say like queer people are just like everyone else, and we are, but that means there's this beautiful diversity in there too, and I don't want to necessarily have to fit in order to be accepted. Me expressing every part of myself, not just the ones that fit into certain norms, is a huge part of my like gender identity and all of that, so I hope that makes sense. Also, when it comes to gay fashion, apparently we're also all really into funky pattern short sleeve button downs, which is very true for me. I even have like a Reductress article bookmarked that was, I thought I was straight until I discovered funky pattern short sleeve button downs. And I even have like some long sleeve ones too. Like I have a button down that has buttons on it. I have 2 shirts with dogs all over them. One with music notes, one that kind of looks like those cups that you get at the dentist office, just like in the print. I have a whole bunch of like stripes. I love a good button up that is loud and bright and funky. Also the obvious sapphic style stereotype, flannels. I also own a bunch of them, and wait a minute. I just realized in my shoving things to the back so I can look acceptable to film, I have a flannel right here with me. To make this video even gayer, it is not my own, it is my partner Case's, which they gave me to wear while they are away. I don't think this necessarily, like, it goes with like my shirt but not my makeup, but I have a flannel, I have many, and also like on the subject of flannels, Case and I, between the 2 of us, we own so many flannels and we have similar taste in them that half the time, like without even planning, we'll just end up like matching in terms of our flannelly gay goodness. If you ever wondered if we're a gay couple, just catch us on one of those days and then you'll definitely know. There's also the bi thing about like having cuffed jeans, which I also do because I don't know, I feel like it looks better. Oh hey, I actually have flexibility. Look at me. I love like a good cuffed mom jean, so I am very much a bi stereotype in that regard. So back to the more serious-ish stuff. There's also the whole idea about bi and pan people being like really promiscuous, along with the thing of like can't pick a side, is that like we're gonna cheat on people that we're dating. And to me, there's nothing wrong with like sleeping around or like open relationships or anything like that if that's what you're into. That's not like what I'm into. There are bi and pan people who do those sorts of things, but again, part of, you know, the whole us being humans thing is that like not everybody is going to have the same idea for what they want in a relationship, same ideals for their expressions of their sexuality. Like, that's just not my thing. Like, I don't even if I wanted to be, like, promiscuous and, like, sleep around and hook up with people, like, I'm really busy and I'm really tired all the time, so I don't have the time or energy to even, like, pursue that. I am happy in my long-term monogamous relationship. And there's also this really weird idea that we have it easy when we're dating, like, bi and pan people because, like, we are attracted to multiple genders, so I think people think that that widens our dating pool. Like, I guess in a technical sense it does, but for me personally, I haven't experienced that. There's the other level of like, yeah, it might technically be more people available to us, but like, I'm not going to be attracted to everybody of any gender, and everybody of any gender isn't going to be attracted to me. There's a lot of biphobia and panphobia out there too, related to the idea of like pick a side, or even I would say that even saying like, oh, you have such an easy time dating is actually pretty, you know, because like so many people think that we're gonna like cheat, or, you know, that I'm picking a side or whatever, or that like we're dirty because we dated a person of a certain gender that isn't that of our current partner or something, and I really don't like that idea. So while our dating pool is technically bigger, there's a lot of stuff that we have to face. I'm not gonna say like wouldn't happen if I were like strictly like attracted to women, because I think that comes with a whole host of other stuff that you have to deal with, obviously. But there, at least in terms of like heterosexuality, yeah, there's a lot more stuff that I will have to deal with that, like, you know, like an added layer of crap from men, you know. And women and non-binary people can, the whole thing about like being bi and pansexual is that you have an opportunity to be in crappy relationships with people of any gender. But I'm in a good one now. Don't ever tell someone that their dating life must be so much easier because of their sexual orientation. I'm kind of going back and forth between the serious and not serious. All I have here is this list and I don't know how to format anything. My plan is this Google Doc and my computer is overheating. So let's go into the media stuff. And I think we'll probably need to wrap this video up because I'm not going to want to edit much more than what I have now. So I think there's a lot of media that is kind of considered like required viewing for queer people, for sapphics and whatever. RuPaul's Drag Race is like a huge one in the gay community, and as I've admitted in a previous video, I have never watched a single episode. I am not sure that I particularly plan to because I love drag culture, but I know that RuPaul has expressed some very problematic views towards trans women, and I am not a trans woman, but I want to be a good ally, so I would feel kind of icky watching that. However, I do watch Queer Eye. That is one of my all-time favorite shows. Jonathan Van Ness is actually just recently came out as a non-binary, which is really cool, and I love that show with all of my heart. I've not watched The L Word. I tried to like watch one episode and I couldn't really get into it. I don't know, I think I might like try watching a couple more episodes. I've heard from other people that it's like one of those shows that you have to like watch a couple, like 2 or 3 episodes in order for you to really get into it. That is kind of on my radar, on my gaydar, if you will. And also apparently all sapphics listen to Hayley Kiyoko. I only downloaded her music like a month ago, just because I didn't want to be a bad sapphic, and like her music's pretty good. Like she's really cute and I like her stuff. It's not what I would normally listen to. I'm a little bit more into like rock music, but I don't not enjoy her music. So it falls within the spectrum of stuff that I enjoy, but I don't necessarily like follow her as much as I would follow like, I don't know, like Panic at the Disco or Bikini Kill, which I think are also some pretty queer groups, at least judging by the crowd I was with at the Bikini Kill concert a couple weeks ago. It was pretty queer. Oh, there was this whole thing about like, if you had a crush on Shego from Kim Possible as a kid, you're gay now, and that is like so true. I'm so gay. Okay, anyway, I have no idea if this video is like actually good, but I thought it would be fun and I wanted to like chat about gay stereotypes. So long story short, like I think I'm more of like the fun gay stereotypes. I'm not that like we should shame anyone for being. I think in such an effort to want to make ourselves look good, we often try and shame other people in the LGBT community for promoting stereotypes when promoting stereotypes is actually them just being who they are. So like, even though I don't like casually hook up with people, I don't think that we should shame people who do, or like people in non-monogamous relationships. Not my thing, but like I don't have anything against anyone who does. So my point of this video is to kind of make fun of some of this stuff, and also maybe if you didn't know about some of like the more insider gay stereotypes and sapphic stereotypes out there, that maybe you might get a little bit of a look-see into our community and get a little bit of a gay education. I hope that this was something that you enjoyed, or it was just something that I wanted to do to just have a little fun. And thank you so much for watching. Please be sure to give this video a thumbs up if you liked it, and subscribe down below if you want to see more videos from me. And I'll see you on my next one. Hope you'll have a wonderful day. Bye!